everybody, I'm Bonnie Barker with Bonnie Bay Crochet, and today I have something a little different to teach you. I want to show you how to knit, yes that's right, knit the Sprig Cloche. This is a beautiful hat by another designer named Alana Dakos. The pattern information is available in the video description below. And there are also kits available from Lamb Shop Kits. Should you be interested, again, that information is in the video description below. I myself am a relatively new knitter. I have only been knitting for a few years now, and I was able to accomplish this using the beautifully detailed chart, and I want to take you step by step through this project. Even if you're relatively new to knitting, I think we can get this done together. Let me give you another beautiful view of this lovely, lovely hat. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get started. For this project, I'm going to be using a few different sets of knitting needles. I'm going to be using some straight knitting needles. If you don't have these and you have the same in circular, that's absolutely fine. And these are size 5 or 3.75 millimeter. You're also going to need some double pointed needles for working in the round, and these are 6 inches, and this is a US size 6 or 4.00 millimeter. And also are going to need another set of circular knitting needles. These are also size 6 circular knitting needles, are 4.00, and this is with a 16-inch wire. So go ahead and get those together, and you're also going to need 2 stitch markers that are 2 different colors, and it's highly recommended that you have a tapestry needle handy as well. You will also need a cable needle for this project. Okay, we're going to be using our long straight needles, and these are the size 5 or 3.75 millimeter. So let's go ahead and work with a slip knot, and we are going to cast on 9 stitches, and I am going to use a long tail cast on. And for those of you who are kind of new to knitting, I'll go as slowly as I can here. So that'd be the second stitch, third, fourth, etc. So I'm going to go ahead and do this until I have 9 loops on my needle. For the record, I'm going to be using the continental style of knitting. And so for row 1, we are going to purl 3. So let's begin with 3 purls. 1, 2, 3. So 3 purls, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, and then purl 3. I'm trying to go very slowly for everybody. That's 2 and 3. Then we're going to turn, and we're going to do row 2. The next row, we're going to knit 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3, purl 1. So following that purl 1, we're going to knit 1 through the back loop. We just go into the back loop like this for that knit, and then we're going to purl 1 and then knit 3. 1, 2, 3. So now we are going to continue the last 2 rows that we just worked until this piece measures 2.5 inches or 6 millimeters from the cast on edge. And then we're going to end with a repeat of the right side row, which is the row that we just worked. So go ahead and work this until it's about 2.5 inches. So this is what I have after working this till it's 2.5 inches from the cast on edge. Now we're going to turn and we are going to work an increase row. So now for the increase row, we're going to purl the first 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. And then we are going to knit the front and the back in the front, and then knit another stitch in the same stitch in the back, thereby making an increase. Purl 1. Now we're going to knit the front, and we go into the back. There we go. That stitch, and then we purl the last 3 stitches. The next row, after that increase row, we are going to knit 3 stitches. There we go. 1, 2, 3. We're going to purl 2. These were the increases from the last row. 1, 2. And then we are going to knit 1 through the back loop, purl 2. Let's try that again. 1, 2, and then knit 3. 1, 2, and 3. So now we're going to turn, and we're going to establish or work an established ribbing for the next 6 rows. So 6 rows with the stitches as they're established, which would be 3 purls, knit 2, a purl, 2 knits, and 3 purl. So do that for 6 rows. And this again is with the back side, and this will be the front side. So after completing those 6 rows, this is what I have, and you can see that things are starting to change a little bit. Now we're going to turn, and that is the front side facing. Now we have the back side facing, and we are going to do another increase row, and we're going to start with 3 purls. 1, 2, 3. Now we have a knit 1. Go ahead and do that. Now we have a make 1 left. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take our left needle, and to see this strand in between the stitches, we're just going to do that. Notice that the strand is coming from the back to the front. Then we're going to knit into that strand we just created. And that is a make 1 left stitch, which will make an increase. It's a different way of making an increase, and it will lean towards the left. And then we're going to knit another one, purl 1, knit 1, and now we are going to make another one just the same way we did. Bring it over the back like this. That's a make 1 left, and then we knit into that. That's what the M1L stands for in the pattern. And then we knit 1, and then purl 3. 1, 2, and 3. And so we should have a total of 3, 6, 9, 12, 13 loops on our needle right now. For the next row, we are going to knit the first 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to purl 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we are going to knit the next through the back loop. So make sure you go through the back loop on this next one. And then purl 3. 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to knit the last 3. 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to continue working 6 more rows of this ribbing pattern. So this is what you should have after working those 6 rows, continuing the ribbing the way it was established. Okay, now we are going to turn to the pattern, and you can read through the individual directions line by line, but I'm going to try to show you how to read the pattern across. Now the key is over here, and I would highly recommend that you print a copy of this out or use the copy that came with your kit so that you can follow along with this. Okay, so the blank box will indicate that you're going to knit when you have the right side facing and purl with the back side facing. And this representation with a little dot, you purl with the right side facing and knit with the wrong side facing, and etc. This little loop inside the box means that we're going to knit 1 through the back loop like we've already done. I will you know how to do this, but it's just good to get familiar with this particular marking. The next one here means knit 2 together, and this is an SSX, and this is another one, SSSX, and I will explain these as we go along, but this is the key should you ever forget. And when we get into making the larger leaf sections, I will show you what to do for these. Okay, so what we're going to do, I know this can seem overwhelming if you are relatively new to knitting, but don't look at the whole thing at one time. What we're going to do is just take line by line. So right now, we are just going to work across this first row. I wanted to mention one other thing as we read across these charts, and that is read from left to right. If the number is on the left, like the number 1, first row, we will read it across this direction. For the second row, we will read from right to left. So wherever the number begins, that's the direction in which we read the pattern across. So let's go ahead and take a look at the first row. And the first row is going to have the back side facing. So we are going to purl 3, knit 1, then we're going to knit front to back. So we're going to make an increase here by knitting in the front and then in the back of the stitch. And then we're going to work a knit stitch, a purl, a knit front and back, knit, and then 3 purls. So let's go ahead and do that. So again, this is row 1 following the chart. So we're going to start with 3 purls. 1, 2, 3. And then we are going to knit the next one. And then we're going to knit the front and then knit the back of that same stitch, thereby making 2 stitches out of that one. Another knit stitch, a purl, and a knit. And the next stitch, we are going to knit the front, and then we are going to knit the very back of that same stitch, thereby making another increase, and knit the next stitch, and then 3 purls. And that is row 1. Let's go ahead on to row number 2. So to help us keep track, I'm going to cover up the first row that we just did. Then I'm just going to move our sticky pad up a row each time just so that we're not distracted by anything else. So let's talk our way through it. So now we are reading from right to left, and this is with the front side facing. So we are going to work 3 knits, 4 purl, we're going to make 1 right, and then we're going to knit 1 in the back loop, and then we're going to have 4 purls and then 3 knit stitches. So let's go ahead and do that. So we start with 3 knit, 1, 2, 3, and then 4 purl, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to make 1 right. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to pick up the loop, show you that again, the bar that's in between these 2 stitches. I'm going to pick it up and put it like this. And now I'm going to work from this side and make a stitch. That's make 1 right. And then we're going to knit in through the back loop for the next stitch. That's what that little loopy thing means. And then 4 purls. Oh, let's try that again. I feel like I'm all thumbs today. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 3 knits. 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to look at row 3, and we're going to read this from left to right, and this is with the back side facing. So we're going to have 3 purl, 4 knit, 2 purl, 4 knit, and 3 purl. So let's go ahead and knit these stitches across row 3. So we'll start out with 3 purls, 1, 2, 3, and 4 knit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 purl, 1, 2, and 4 knit, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3 purls to finish out row 3. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so now let's go on to row 4. Now let's go ahead and take a look at row 4. It's going to get a little bit complicated, but I will take it slow and try to explain this carefully. Okay, so we're going to knit 3 stitches, purl 2 stitches, and then this boxy thing here is the right leaf. So I'll explain what that means when we get to that point, because it's a little bit complicated, but I'll take it step by step and break it down, and I think you'll have no trouble with that. And then this is another of knit 1 through the back loop, 4 purls, and then 3 knits. So let's go ahead and take a look at row 4. So now to work row 4, we're going to knit 3 stitches, and then we're going to purl the next 2. 1, 2. Now this is where it's going to get interesting. Now we are going to work the right leaf, and for the right leaf we're going to need our cable needle, and the instructions are from the page preceding this on the pattern. We're going to slip 2 stitches to the cable needle, and then we're going to hold these to the back. So let's go ahead and put those in the back of our work. And now we're going to increase 3 stitches on this next stitch, and it says from the left needle. And the way we're going to do this is we're going to work knit from the back and then from the front, and we're going to slip these off, and the strand, which is right here, which is running in between the 2 stitches that we just created, we're going to bring that to the needle on our left and then make another stitch out of that. So you can see we made 1, 2, 3 stitches out of the 1 stitch that previously existed. Okay, now we are going to purl 2 from the cable needle. So we're going to pick this up and bring it from the back, and we're going to purl these 2 stitches, 1 and 2. It's a little bit tricky here. All right, and I'm going to put that needle aside since I am finished with that. So that is the right leaf. Now the next thing we're going to do is knit 1 through the back loop. So let's go ahead and knit that stitch through the back loop. And then we have 4 purls and 3 knits. So let's just go ahead and do these. 2, 3. As you can see, I'm not a real fast knitter. I haven't been knitting a long time, but I like to go slow and I like to learn new skills, and I hope you do too. I'm hoping that my knitting is slow enough so that you can pick up some of these skills. All right, so that is row number 4, and you can see we have the beginnings of a leaf here, and that will develop better as we go along. Let's go ahead and look at row number 5. So row number 5 is pretty simple. As we come along, we're going again from the left to the right. As we read across, we are going to have 3 purls, 4 knit, a purl, 2 knit, a purl, knit, purl, knit, and 3 purls. So let's go ahead and work row 5. So we're going to start out with 3 purls, 1, 2, 3, and 4 knits. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 purl, 2 knits. 1, 2, a purl, a knit, a purl. So a purl, a knit, and then a purl, 2 knits, 1, 2, and then 3 purls. 1, 2, and 3. And that ends row number 5. Let's go on to row number 6. Okay, let's take a look at row number 6. So we're going to have, remember these are the knits with the front side facing, 3 knits, 2 purls, a knit, a purl, knit, 2 purls. We're going to knit into the back loop, 4 purls, and 3 knits. So let's go ahead and work row 6. Now for row 6, let's go ahead and start off with those 3 knit stitches. 2, 3, and just another reminder, just be careful to read from right to left this time. 2 purls, 1, 2, a knit, a purl, a knit. So let's do that. Knit, purl, and a knit. And then 2 purls, 1, 2, and then knit into the back loop of that next stitch, and 4 purls and 3 knits. So 4 purls, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3 knits. 1, 2, 3, and we are finished row 6. So let's go on to row 7. So now for row number 7, we're going to have 3 purls. Remember, now we're going from left to right. 3 purls, 4 knits, purl, and here we are going to knit front and back, thereby making an increase. Knit, purl, knit, purl, 2 knits, and 3 purls. So let's go ahead and work row 7. So row 7 starts with the 3 purls. 1, 2, 3, and then 4 knit stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. After that, we're going to do another purl, and the next stitch is going to be knit front and back. So let's go ahead and make knit in the front and knit in the back, thereby making that 1 stitch into 2. Okay, after that we are going to work a knit stitch followed by a purl, knit, purl, purl, knit, purl, 2 knits and 3 purls. So knit 2 and then 3 purls. 1, 2, and 3, and that ends row number 7. Let's turn, and you can see the beginnings of these flowers, or leaves rather, and stems there, looking quite nice. So now for row number 8, and this is with the front side facing. So we will have 3 knit, 2 purl, a knit, then we have a new symbol. It's knit 2 together, and I'll show you how to do that. 3 purl, and then we are going to knit 1 through the back loop, 4 purl, and then 3 knit. So let's go ahead and work row 8 from right to left as we read across. So we start with 3 knit stitches. 1, 2, 3. After those 3 knit stitches, we're going to purl 2, 1, 2, and then knit 1. And now we are going to knit 2 together, and the way we do this is we put our needle behind 2 stitches like this, and we just knit them together. So that's knit 2 together. And now we're going to purl 3, 1, 2, 3, and now we're going to knit in the back loop of that next stitch and purl 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then knit the last 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. You can see how that's closing up that leaf right there. Okay, so now we're going to turn and work row number 9. Okay, row number 9 is pretty straightforward. We're going to work 3 purls, 4 knits, a purl, 3 knits, 2 purl, 2 knits, and 3 purl, just the way, just straight across, again, left to right. So we'll go ahead and start with 3 purls. 1, 2, 3, and then 4 knits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 purl, and then 3 knits. 1, 2, 3, 2 purl, 1, 2, 2 knits. Let's make sure we get through the strand properly, and 3 purls. 1, 2, and 3, and that ends row number 9. This of course is with the back side facing, so let's go ahead and look at row number 10. So now for row number 10, reading from right to left, we're going to have 3 knit, 2 purl, we're going to knit 2 together, 3 purl, This is going to be knit one back loop only, make one left. We're going to have an additional there, and I will show you how to add that stitch in. 4 purl and then 3 knit. So let's go ahead and work row number 10, reading from right to left. So now row 10, reading from right to left. I'm going to go ahead and knit the first 3 stitches, purl 2, 1, 2, and then knit 2 together. We put our needle behind those 2 stitches and just knit them together, and 3 more purl, 1, 2, 3. So after those 3 purls, we're going to knit 1 in the back loop. Now we're going to do something M1L, and this is what that means. We're going to lift this strand in between the last stitch and the next stitch and put it over our left needle, just like that. And then we're going to knit a stitch with that loop that we just created. That's an M1L. 4 purls, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then 3 knit stitches, 1, 2, and 3, and that ends row number 10. Now we're on to row number 11, and we're going to start with 3 purls again from the left side, 3 purls, 4 knit, 3 purl, 6 knit, and 3 purl. And again, we're reading from the left to the right for row number 11. So let's go ahead and work the 3 purls. 1, 2, 3, 4 knits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 purls, whoops, 1, 2, and then 6 knits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then 3 purls, 1, 2, and 3. That's what the back side, and this is what the front side is looking like. Now for row number 12, and we are reading from the right to the left. I know I'm repeating myself a lot, but honestly, I can also make the mistake of reading it from the wrong direction, so that's why I'm emphasizing this. Okay, so we're going to knit 3, purl 6, knit 1 through the back loop, and then we're going to do this section, which is the left leaf, and I'll explain what that is when we get to it. Then we're going to purl 2 and knit 3. So for row 12, we are going to knit 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to purl 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we're going to knit 1 through the back loop. Okay, now we get to the fun part. We get to the left leaf. Now for the left leaf, we're going to slip 1 stitch to our cable needle right here, and we're going to let's see, we're going to hold to the front this time. Remember the right leaf, we held it to the back. We're going to hold it to the front this time. We're going to purl 2 stitches, 1, 2. Now working on that stitch on the cable needle, we are going to knit. We're going to increase 3 by knitting 1 from the back, and then we're going to knit 1 from the front, just like that, and slide it off. Now we need to increase 1 more, and we do that by using the strand that runs in between those 2 stitches. We'll pull it off to the side, and then we're going to make a stitch there as well. Let's see if we can get it. There we go. So I'll show that to you a little bit better again, but so we increased 3 from that cable needle. And after we do that, we're going to purl 2, 1, 2, and then knit 3, 1, 2, and 3. Now we're ready for row 13. So now for row 13, we are going to purl 3, knit 2, purl, knit, purl, 2 knits, purl, 6 knits, and 3 purl. So let's go ahead and work that row. So row 13 starts with 3 purls, 1, 2, 3, and then 2 knits, a purl, and a knit, and a purl, and 2 more knits, 1, 2, and then a purl, and then 6 knits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 3 purls. 1, 2, 3. That's with the back side facing, and here is the front side, and we're ready to go on to row 14. For row 14, reading it from right to left, we're going to have 3 knits, 6 purls, knit through the back loop, 2 purls, knit, purl, knit, 2 purls, and 3 knits. So reading pretty straight across, nothing new to show you in this row. So row 14 is 3 knits, 6 purls, okay, and now we're going to knit through the back loop of the next stitch, 2 more purls, 1, 2, a knit, purl, knit, knit, purl, knit, and now we're going to knit 2 stitches, 1, no, those are purls, I'm sorry, these last 2 stitches are purls, 2 purls, and then 3 knits, 1, 2, and let's get all this, get the entire strand there, 3. All right, so that ends row 14. So now for row 15, we're going to have 3 purls, 2 knit, purl, knit, purl, knit through the front and back, that will be an increase, knit, purl, 6 knits, and 3 purls. So let's go ahead and work row 15. Okay, so we'll start out with 3 purls, 1, 2, 3 on the purls, 2 knits, 1, 2, a knit, a purl, a knit. I'm sorry, that was a purl, a knit, a purl, I should have said. Okay, there we go. Now we are going to knit the front and the back. Knit the front and the back of that stitch. And now we're going to work a knit stitch, a purl, 6 knits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 3 purls, 1, 2, and 3. Let's go ahead and turn, and you can see another leaf beginning on this other side. Okay, now we're ready to work row number 16, and this is with the front side facing. We will work 3 knit, 6 purls. We will work knit 1 in the back loop, 3 purls. Now here's a new symbol in our pattern. This is a slip to knitwise, and I'll show you how to do those. Knit, 2 purls, and 3 knit. So let's go ahead and work row 16. So row 16, again reading from right to left, we're going to knit 3 stitches. We're going to purl the next 6 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and please pardon that plane flying over low of the house here. I can't filter that out as much as I've tried. Okay, so 6, and now we're going to knit 1 through the back loop of the next stitch. Now we're going to purl 3, 1, 2, and 3. Now this is where we do the slip to knitwise, so we go 1, and then the next stitch 2, and then bring these 2 back, and then we're going to knit them together just like that. Okay, now we're going to knit 1, purl 2, 1, 2, and then knit the last 3, 1, 2, and 3. Turn, and now we're going to go on to row 17. For row 17, there's nothing really new. Again, reading from left to right, we're going to have 3 purls, 2 knit, 2 purls, 3 knit, purl, knit, and then purls. So for row 17, let's go ahead and work those 3 purls. Again, we're reading from left to right. 2 knits, 2 purls, 3 knits, 1, 2, 3, a purl, and 6 knits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 3 purls, 1, 2, and 3. Let's turn, and now we're ready to begin row number 18. Now we're ready to go on to row 18, which is read from the right to the left. We're going to have 3 knits, 6 purls, make 1 right, and I'll show you how to do that. We will add an increase. Then we have the knit 1 in the back loop, 3 purls, and we have another slip 2 knitwise, and I'll show you how to do that. 2 purls, and 3 knits. So let's go ahead and work row 18. So we start with 3 knits. 1, 2, 3, followed by 6 purls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we're going to make one right, and what we do is we put the loop over just like that, and we go ahead and make a knit stitch. This can be a little bit tight. There we go. And knit a stitch there. After that, we're going to knit one in the back loop. 3 more purls. 1, 2, 3, followed by a slip to knitwise. So 1, 2, and then put them back on the needle. So after slipping those back onto the left needle, go ahead and knit them together. After we do that, we're going to purl 2, 1, 2, and knit the last 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. And that ends row number 18. I'm going to turn and look at row number 19. Okay, now for row 19, read from left to right, we are going to work 3 purl, 6 knit, 2 purl, 6 knit, and 3 purl. So let's go ahead and work row 19. So for row number 19, let's go ahead and start with the 3 purls. 1, 2, 3, 6 knit, after that we do 2 purls. 1, 2, 6 more knit, it's 4, 5, and 6. There we go. And then 3 purls. 1, 2, and 3. Now we're ready to start row 20. So for row 20, from right to left, we're going to have 3 knit, 4 purl. We're going to do the right leaf again using that cable needle. Knit 1 through the back loop, 6 purls, and 3 knit. So we begin with 3 knit. 1, 2, 3, 4 purl. Remember again, we're reading it from right to left. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now it's time to do the right leaf, and to do that we're going to slip 2 onto the cable needle. Okay, and then we're going to slip 2, and then we're going to hold that to the back. Just go ahead and put the cable needle to the back there. Okay, increase 3 from the left. Okay, so we're going to knit the back and the front. And we're going to slide them, and remember this strand that's in between, we're going to pull it off to the side and then make that 3rd increase just like that. And then now we're going to purl 2 from the cable needle. So let's bring the cable needle. So now we bring the cable needle back, and we're going to purl 2 from these 2 stitches. 1 and 2. Put that down. Okay, so after that right leaf, we are going to knit in the back loop of the next stitch and purl the next 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then knit the last 3. 1, 2, and 3. That ends row 20. Okay, now for row 21, and this will be with the back side facing and working from left to right as we read our chart. You'll have 3 purl, 6 knit, a purl, 2 knit, a purl, knit, purl, 4 knits, and 3 purls. Straightforward. Let's go ahead and do it. We're going to start with 3 purls. 1, 2, 3. And again, we're working from left to right on our chart. We're going to work 6 knit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1 purl, 2 knits, 1, 2, a purl, a knit, a purl, so a purl, a knit, and a purl. 4 knit stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then 3 purls. 1, 2, and 3. And that ends row 21. So let's turn, and you can see another leaf is forming up here. So let's go ahead on to row 22. 22 has the front side facing. We're going to work 3 knits, 3 purls. We're going to knit 2 together. That's what this means. And then we're going to yarn over. That is another way of doing an increase. And then we're going to do a purl, a yarn over, a knit, 2 purls, knit through the back loop, 6 purls, and 3 knits. So let's go ahead and work row 22 from the right to the left following the chart. So let's go ahead and knit those 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to purl 3. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to knit 2 together. So we get these 2 stitches. We're going to knit them together like this. And then we're going to do a yarn over. It's just what it says, just a yarn over like that. And that is another way of doing an increase. Then we're going to do a purl, another yarn over, and then a knit. Wait a minute, let me do that again. Yarn over, and then a knit stitch. Okay, 2 purls. 1, 2. Now we're going to knit in the back loop. That's what that little loopy thing means. And 6 purls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then 3 knit stitches to end the row. Okay. So now let's turn and let's take a look at row 23. So row 23, going from left to right, we're going to have 3 purls, 6 knits, a purl, and we're going to have knit the front and the back, thereby making another increase, a knit, 2 purls, knit, 2 purls, 3 knits, and 3 purls. So let's finish row 23. So row 23 starts with 3 purls, 1, 2, 3, 6 knit stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, a purl, knit front and back. There's the front, and then we're going to knit the back as well of that same stitch, a knit stitch, 2 purl, 1 and 2, a knit, and 2 purls, 1, 2, 3 knits, 1, 2, 3, and 3 purls, 1, 2, and 3. And that's with the back side facing, and this is with the front side facing. And let's go ahead and take a look at row 24. So looking at 24, reading it from right to left, we're going to have 3 knit, 3 purl, 2 knit, purl, 2 knit, 3 purl, knit in the back loop, 6 purl, and 3 knit. Let's go ahead and work row 24. So we start with 3 knit, 3 purl, 1, 2, 3, 2 knit, and then a purl, 2 knit, 1, 3 purl, 1, 2, 3, and then knit in the back loop, 6 purl, 1, 2, 3, 4, let's get that one, 5, and 6, and then 3 knit, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, that's row 24. Let's go ahead and turn and take a look at row 25. For row 25, reading it from left to right, we're going to have 3 purls, 6 knits, a purl, 3 knits, 5 purl, 3 knits, and 3 purl. Pretty straightforward. So let's go ahead and work row 25. So reading this from left to right, we're going to start out with 3 purls, 1, 2, 3, and then we are going to knit 6 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, a purl, 3 knit, 1, 2, 3, 5 purl, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 3 knit, 1, 2, 3, and 3 purl to finish out the row. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now we're going to turn. Let's take a look at row 26. Okay, for row number 26, this is with the front side facing and reading from right to left. We're going to have 3 knit, 3 purl, and we're going to slip 2 knitwise, knit, knit 2 together, 3 purl, knit in the back loop, make 1 left, 6 purls and 3 knits. This is going to be a busy row, but I will work it stitch by stitch with you and we'll get this done together. Again, reading from right to left. We're going to knit 3, 1, 2, and 3, and then 3 purls, 1, 2, 3, and this is where it gets interesting. So now we're going to slip 2 knitwise, 1, 2, and then insert the needle like this, and then we're going to knit them together. Okay. After that, we are going to, let's see, that's going to be another knit stitch. And now we're going to knit 2 together, just straight knit 2 together. And now we're going to purl 3. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to knit in the back loop of that stitch. Now we're going to make 1 left. So what we're going to do is we're going to lift this strand here over like that, and then we are going to knit a stitch there. That's the make 1 left. Now we're going to purl 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 3 knit. 1, 2, and 3. Whew, that was a challenging row, but we're getting it done step by step, line by line, just stitch by stitch. All right, so let's turn and let's take a look at row 27. Row 27 is going to be a little bit of a break, much easier, read from left to right. I'm going to have 3 purl, 6 knit, 2 purl, 3 knit, 3 purl, 3 knit, and 3 purl. Let's go ahead and get 27 done. So we're going to work 3 purls, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to work 6 knits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 2 purls. 1, 2, 3 knit stitches. 1, 2, 3, 3 purls. 1, 2, 3, and 3 knit. 1, 2, 3, and then 3 purls. 1, 2, and 3. Sorry to bug you guys with my counting, but that's just the way I roll here. All right, so now we're ready to turn and we're ready to look at row 28. Let's just pause. Look how beautiful this is. I hope yours is coming out as nicely as this is. All right, let's go on to the next row. So for row 28, with the front side facing and reading from right to left, knit 3 stitches. Then we're going to purl 3 stitches. And for this, we're going to knit 3 together, which is really easier than this symbol looks. And then purl 3 more, knit 1 in the back loop. And this is going to be a left leaf. We will have to do that again and have your cable needle ready for that. 4 purls and 3 knits. So this is going to be another busy row. But again, hang with me. I will show you stitch by stitch, step by step, and we'll get through it together. So row 28, we are going to work 3 knit stitches, 3 purls, 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to knit 3 together. 1, 2, 3, and just make sure that we are careful to go through all 3 of those loops very carefully. There we go. And that's our knit 3 together. And then 3 purls. 1, 2, 3. Knit in the back loop of the next stitch. Now we get to the fancy schmancy stitch, the left leaf. And for the left leaf, the first thing we need to do is slip 1 stitch to our, there we go, I'm going to slip it here, to our cable needle, and just put that in the front this time. After we do that, we are going to purl 2 from the left needle. 1, 2, and then now working on that 1 stitch, let's go ahead and get our yarn, bring it to the front, and we're going to increase 3 from the cable needle. So we're going to knit in the back and knit 1 from the front, and we're going to let that come off to the side, and then we're going to take this band that's in the middle and we're going to get another stitch out of that. Okay, so I hope I showed that better this time than the last time. So that, my friends, is the left leaf. That's that big wide box in our chart. Now we have the easy part. We're going to purl 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and knit the last 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Isn't that lovely? All right, let's go on to row 29. After that last row, we deserve a break here, and we're going to get one. Reading from the left, we're going to have 3 purls, 4 knits, purl, knit, purl, 2 knits, purl, 7 knits, and 3 purls. Easy peasy. Let's go ahead and work row 29. Row 29 begins with 3 purls. 1, 2, 3, and then we have, again, we're reading from the left to the right, we have 4 knit stitches. Then we have a purl, knit, purl, a purl, knit, and a purl, 2 knits, 1, 2, a purl, 7 knits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then 3 purls. 1, 2, 3. And that ends row 29. And we are officially past the halfway point on this, and I'm hoping you're finding this getting easier as we learn the terms and go. I know I sure am. So now we're ready to go on to row number 30. Row 30, read from right to left, we're going to have 3 knits, 7 purls, knit through the back loop, 2 purls, a knit, a yarn over, a purl, a yarn over, slip 2 knitwise, 3 purls, and 3 knit stitches. So let's go ahead and work row 30. Start row 30 with 3 knit stitches. 1, 2, 3. We are going to purl 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. After that, we're going to knit the back loop, 2 more purls, 1, 2. After that, we're going to knit 1, yarn over, and we're going to do a purl, yarn over, and then we are going to slip 2 knitwise. So 1, 2, then come back, and now we're going to knit those 2 together just like that, and then we're going to purl 3, 1, 2, 3, and then knit the last 3, 1, 2, and 3. All right, now we're ready to go to row 31. So for row 31, we're going to have from left to right 3 purls, 3 knits, 2 purls, knit, 2 purls, and we're going to knit the front and the back, making an increase, knit, purl, 7 knits, and 3 purls. Let's go ahead and work row 31. So for row 31, I'm going to go ahead and purl the first 3 stitches. We're going to knit the next 3. Remember, reading from left to right. 1, 2, 3. Purl 2, and then knit 1. And we're going to purl 2 more. 1, 2, and then now we are going to knit the front and the back. So knit the front and then knit the back of that same stitch. Now we're going to knit the next stitch, a purl. We're going to knit 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then work 3 purls. 1, 2, and 3. Let's turn. This is after 31 rows. Let's go ahead and work row 32. So for row 32, reading from right to left, we're going to have 3 knit, 7 purls, knit front and back, 3 purls, 2 knit, purl, 2 knits, 3 purls, and 3 knits. Let's go ahead and work row 32. So for row 32, we're going to go ahead and knit those first 3 stitches. We're going to work 7 purls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Then we're going to knit in the back loop of the next stitch, and then 3 more purls. 1, 2, 3, and then 2 knit, 1, 2, another purl, 2 knits, 1, 2, 3 purls, 1, 2, 3, and then 3 knits, 1, 2, and 3. So that's after 32 rows. Let's go ahead on to row 33. For row 33, with the back side facing and working from left to right. We're going to have 3 purls, 3 knit, 2 purls, knit, 2 purls, 3 knit, a purl, 7 knits, and 3 purls. So for row 33, we're going to start with 3 purls, so don't forget we're reading from left to right. I almost made a tragic error and read from right to left for row 33. So always keep in mind when you're reading the odd numbers, it's left to right, the even numbers from right to left. So after those 3 purls, we're going to work 3 knit stitches, followed by 2 purls and 1 knit, and 1 knit, there you go, and then 2 purls and 3 knit, there's that second purl, and then 3 knit, 1, 2, 3, a purl, 7 knit stitches, 1, oh, come on, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then 3 purls to finish out the row. 1, 2, and 3. Let's turn. Now we're ready to work the next row. Okay, now we're ready to work row 34 from right to left. We're going to have 3 knit stitches, 7 purls, make 1 right, knit in the back loop, 3 purls, and this is going to be a slip 2 knitwise, a knit, knit 2 together, 3 purls, and 3 knit stitches. So let's go ahead and work row 34. Okay, starting with those 3 knit stitches. This is row 34, 2, 3, and now we're going to work 7 purls, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. After that, we're going to make 1 right, which is where we lift it over the needle like this, and then we work the increase. It's a little bit tight, but you can do it. There you go. And then we're going to knit in the back loop of that next stitch. Now we're going to purl the next 3. Excuse me. 1, 2, and 3. After we do that, let's see, we're going to slip 2 knitwise, 1, 2, and then we put the needle back in and knit those 2 together like so. After we do that, we are going to knit 1, and then we are going to knit 2 together. Just like that. 3 purl, 1, 2, 3, and then 3 knit, 1, 2, and 3. Isn't that lovely? All right, so now let's go on to row 35. So after that last row, we get rewarded with an easy row. We are going to purl 3, knit 3, purl 3, knit 3, purl 2, knit 7, and purl 3. Let's do row 35. So again, reading from the left to the right, we're going to purl the first 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to knit 3, 1, 2, 3, and then purl 3 and knit 3 again, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to purl 2. Whoops, let's try that one again. 1, 2, and then we're going to knit 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then we're going to purl the last 3. 1, 2, 3. Ready to turn? We're ready to work row 36. Now we're ready for row 36, which has a few interesting things in it, but we'll get through it. 3 knit, 5 purl, and then we have another right leaf, and this is using the cable needle again. Knit into the back loop, 3 purl, and then we have slip 3 knitwise, and we'll knit those together. 3 purl and 3 knit stitches. So let's go ahead and work row 36. We start out with 3 knit stitches, and then we're going to purl 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we're ready to work the right leaf, and in order to do that, we need to get our cable needle. So we're going to go ahead and slip 2 to the cable needle. Just like that. And then we're going to hold these to the back. So let's go ahead and put them to the back of our work like that. Now we're going to increase 3 from the next stitch by working the back and then the front, and then we slip it, and then this strand again between the 2 stitches, we bring it to the left needle, and then we make another stitch right there, just like that. And then after we do that, we're going to purl 2. Let's bring back this needle. Gets a little busy here, but it's very doable. It just looks a lot scarier than it really is. And we're going to purl 2 from this cable needle. Pardon the clacking of the needles there. Working in kind of a confined space here. All right, so we did the 2 purls off of the cable needle. After the right leaf, we're going to knit in the back loop of the next stitch, purl the next 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3. Now the next one is interesting. We're going to slip 3 stitches knitwise, 1, 2, 3, and then insert the needle back like so, and then knit them together like that. Isn't that beautiful? It's forming that nice tip of the leaf there with that stitch. And then we do 3 more purls, 1, 2, 3, and then 3 more knits, 1, 2, and 3. All right, so now we're ready to go on to row 37. So for row 37, we're going to start with 3 purls, 7 knit, a purl, 2 knits, purl, knit, purl, 5 knits, and 3 purls. Easy breezy after that last row we just worked. So let's work 37 together. So let's go ahead and start row 37 with those 3 purls. 1, 2, and 3. And don't forget to be reading from left to right on this one. And we're going to knit the next 7. And that's 4, 5, 6, and 7 stitches, a purl, and 2 knits, 1, 2, a purl, knit, purl, purl, knit, purl, 5 knits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then end the row with 3 purls, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, let's go ahead and turn, and let's start row 38. For row 38, read from right to left, we're going to have 3 knits, 4 purls, knit 2 together, yarn over, purl, yarn over, knit, 2 purls, knit in the back loop, 7 purls, and 3 knits. Let's go ahead and work row 38. So we start this row with 3 knits, 1, 2, 3, and then follow that with 4 purls, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we are going to knit 2 together. So these 2, go ahead and knit those together. Okay, now we're going to do a yarn over, and then a purl, yarn over, and then we're going to do a knit, 2 purls, 1, 2, knit through the back loop of this next stitch, and then 7 purls, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then 3 knits, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, let's go ahead on to the next row. For row 39, reading from the left to the right, we're going to have 3 purls, 7 knits, a purl, knit front and back, that will be making another increase, a knit, 2 purls, knit, 2 purls, 4 knits, and 3 purls. So working row 39, 3 purls, we're going to work 7 knit, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. After that, we're going to make another purl. Now we're going to knit the front and the back. Okay, so we knit the front and the back before we slide that stitch off. Now we're going to do another knit stitch, 2 purl, 1, 2, a knit, and a purl. Actually make that 2 purls, 1, 2. Now we're going to work 4 knits, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 3 purls, 1, 2, and 3. All right, now it's time to turn. And we're ready for row 40. Okay, now we're at row 40. And we are going to have 3 knits, 3 purls, knit 2 together, knit, purl, 2 knits, 3 purls, knit in the back loop, 7 purls, and 3 knits. Let's go ahead and work row 40. So go ahead and knit those first 3 stitches. Now we're going to work 3 purls. Now remember, we're reading from right to left off of the diagram at this point. Now we're going to knit 2 together, so you get 2 of those stitches together and do that knit stitch. Now we are going to do a knit and then a purl, 2 knit stitches, 1, 2. We're going to do 3 purls, 1, 2, 3, knit in that back loop, and then 7 purls and 3 knits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then 3 knits, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now we're ready to go on to row 41. For row 41, read from left to right, we're going to have 3 purls, 7 knits, 1 purl, 3 knits, 2 purl, 1 knit, 2 purls, 3 knits, and 3 purls. Let's go ahead and do row 41. Let's go ahead and start those 3 purls, 1, 2, 3, and 7 knits. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. A purl, 3 knits, 1, 2, 3, 2 purls, 1, 2, 1 knit, 2 purls, 1, 2, 3 knit, 1, 2, 3, and 3 purls, 1, 2, 3. Let's go ahead and turn. Let's take a longer look at what we've done so far. We're getting very close to the end here. We only have several, well, maybe 10, a little more than 15 rows to go. So let's go ahead on to row 42. For row 42, we're going to start from the right. We're going to have 3 knits, 3 purls, slip 2 knitwise, a knit, knit 2 together, 3 purls, and this is going to be an increase 3, 7 purls, and 3 knits. Row 42 starts with 3 knit stitches, 1, 2, and 3, followed by 3 purls, 1, 2, 3, and now we are going to slip 2 knitwise, so 1, 2, and then you stick the needle in like this and knit those together. And now we're going to work another knit stitch. Now we're going to knit 2 together like that. we have 3 purl, 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to knit 3 together. We're going to do that by knitting the back and then knitting the front, and then we're going to slide that off, and then using that bar in between, bring it over to the left needle, and then knit yet the 3rd stitch. Okay, now we have 7 purls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then we're going to knit 3, 1, 2, and 3. For row 43, we're going to have 3 purls, 7 knit, a purl, a knit, a purl, 3 knits, 3 purls, 3 knits, and 3 purls. So let's go ahead and work row 43. So for row 43, we're going to go ahead and work those 3 purls. 1, 2, and 3. We're again reading from the left to the right, and now we have 7 knits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now we have a purl, knit, purl. So a purl, knit, and purl. 3 knits. 1, 2, 3. 3 purls. 1, 2, 3. 3 knits. 1, 2, 3, and we finish the row with 3 purls. And you can see the progress on the front side. Let's go ahead on to row 44. For row 44, we have 3 knit, we have 3 purl, we have knit 3 together, 3 purl, knit, yarn over, purl, yarn over, slip 2 knitwise, 6 purls, and 3 knit. It's a little more challenging, but I'll work this with you. So for row 44, we're going to start with 3 knits, reading from right to left, 3 purls, 1, 2, and 3. And now we are going to knit 3 together. So 1, 2, 3, these 3 stitches here, the tip of that leaf, all knit together. Now we have 3 more purls. 1, 2, and 3. And a knit, a yarn over, and a purl, a yarn over, and now we have slip 2 knitwise, 1, 2, and remember we stick the needle back in like that, and we're going to knit those together just like that. Now we have 6 purls, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then 3 knit. 1, 2, and 3. Getting ever so closer All right, let's go ahead on to row 45. Row 45, read from left to right. We have 3 purls, 6 knits, 2 purls, knit, 2 purls, 7 knits, and 3 purls. Straightforward, let's go do it. So row 45, let's go ahead and work those 3 purls. Now we have 6 knits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 2 purls, a knit, and 2 purls. So 2 purls, a knit, and 2 purls. Now we have 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, and actually 7 knit stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 3 purls. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now we're ready to go on to the next row. For row 46, read from right to left, we're going to have 3 knits, 7 purls, 3 knits, yarn over, purl, yarn over, purl, slip 2 knitwise, 5 purls, and 3 knits. So let's go ahead and work row 46. Again, reading from right to left, we're going to start out with 3 knit stitches, if I can get the needle in there properly. Here we go. So 3 knit stitches. We're going to have 7 purls, and this is 5, 6, and 7. We're going to knit 2, 1, 2, yarn over, and then do a purl, yarn over, and then do a knit. Now we are going to slip 2 knitwise, 1, 2, and put our needle back in there like this, and knit those 2 together. Now we have 5 purls. Let's get to the edge of the needle here so I can work these better for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then 3 knits. 1, 2, and 3. All right, let's turn. And now we're ready to begin row 47. For row 47, read from left to right, we have 3 purls, 5 knit, 3 purls, knit, 3 purls, 7 knit, and 3 purls. Let's do it. So we're going to start row 47 with 3 purls, and then we follow that with 5 knits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 purls. Oops, let's try that one again. 1, 2, 3, 1 knit, and 3 more purls. 1, 2, 3, 7 knits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5, 6, and then 7 of those knit stitches, and then we end the row with 3 pearls. 1, 2, and then 3. Okay, we officially have only 10 rows left. Let's take another look at what we should have so far. All right, so let's go on to the next row. Row 48, we have 3 knits, 7 pearls. We're going to slip 2 knitwise, 3 knits, knit 2 together, 5 pearls, and 3 knits. So for row 48, we're going to knit 3, 1, 2, 3. Now we are going to purl 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Remember, we're reading from right to left here. Now we have slip 2 knitwise, 1, 2, and then we put our needle in like this and knit the 2 together. After that, we have 3 knits. 1, 2, 3, and now we knit 2 together right here, like that. 5 pearls. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then 3 knits. 1, 2, and 3. Now we're ready to turn and do the next row. Now for row 49, we're going to have 3 pearls, 2 knits, knit front and back, 2 knits, 5 purl, 3 knits, knit front and back, 3 knits, and then 3 purl. Okay, let's go ahead and start with those 3 purl. 1, 2, 3, 2 knits, 1, 2. Now we're going to knit front and back, front and back. Now we're going to work 2 knits, 1, 2, 5 purl. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 3 knit, 1, 2, 3, knit front and back in that next stitch. 3 knits, 1, 2, 3, and 3 purls. 1, 2, and 3. All right, let's turn and let's begin the next row. This will be row number 50. For row 50, read from the right side, 3 knits, 8 purls, and then we're going to have a slip 2 knitwise, a knit, knit 2 together, 6 purls, and 3 knits. Okay, we're in the home stretch, everybody. Row 50. 3 knit stitches. Again, reading from right to left. After those 3 knit stitches, we have 8 purls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now we have slip 2 knitwise. Okay, slip 2 Put our needle back into those same 2 stitches, yarn over, and we make a decrease. Knit the next stitch. Now we're going to knit 2 together. So just go ahead and knit the next 2 together. And 6 purls. 1, 2, 3. Let me get some more yarn here. And that's 4th, 5th, and 6th purl, and then 3 knit stitches. 1, 2, 3. Now for row 51, read from left to right, 3 purl, 2 knit, knit front and back, 3 knit, 3 purl, 3 knit, knit front and back, 4 knit, and 3 purl. So row 51, let's start out with the 3 purls. 1, 2, 3, 2 knits, and then now knit front and back on this next stitch, and 3 knits, and now we have 3 purls, if I can get my purls to work for me. There we go. 3 knits, 1, 2, 3, knit front and back, 4 knits, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3 purls. 1, 2, and 3. All right, let's turn and see how we're going here. All right, now we're on to row 52. Okay, for now, row 52, we're going to have 3 knit stitches, read from right to left, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 purls, and then we're going to have 3 slipped knitwise, and then 7 purls and 3 knits. We're getting very close to the end of our graph. So for row 52, we're going to knit 3, and we're going to work 9 purls. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and let's get it through the strand correctly, 9. And then now we are going to, let's see, slip 3 together knitwise. So 1, 2, 3, and then we insert the needle in those 3 stitches like this, yarn over and knit those 3 together. That finishes off that last leaf. And now we have 7 purls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then 3 knit stitches to end this row. Okay, so let's finish this out. So let's go on to row 53. For row 53, read from the left, we're going to have 3 purls, and then we're going to have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16, 17 knit stitches, and then 3 purls again. Let's go ahead and work this row. So we'll go ahead and start with those 3 pearls. 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to go ahead and work these 17 knit stitches off camera. After those 17 knit stitches, then we work the 3 pearls to end the row. Okay, just like that. Now we're ready to go on to row 54. So now for row 54, with the right side facing and reading from right to left, we're going to have 2 knit stitches. We're going to slip 2 together knitwise, and all of these are going to be pearls. This is 4, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15 pearls. Knit 2 together, and then 2 pearls. So for row number 54, we're going to knit the first 2 stitches, and then we're going to slip 2 knitwise, 1, 2, and then we put our left needle back in like this, yarn over and knit those 2 together. Now we have 15 pearls. I'm going to go ahead and do these off camera, and then I'll get back to you. After working those 15 pearls, we're going to knit the next 2 stitches together, and then knit the last 2 stitches. Okay, now we go to the next row, which is going to be row 55. Okay, so for row 55, read from left to right, we have 3 pearls. We have 4, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15 knit stitches and 3 pearls. So we start with 3 pearls, 1, 2, 3, and then we do 15 knit stitches. After those 15 knit stitches, the row ends with 3 pearls, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, we're ready for row 56. Now we're reading from the right. We have row 56 with the right side facing. We have 2 knit stitches, and then we have slip 2 together knitwise. We have 3, 6, 9, 12, 13 pearls, knit 2 together, and then 2 knit stitches. So for row 56, we knit the first 2 stitches, and then we slip 2 knitwise, 1, 2, put our needle back in there, yarn over, and pull through 2, or knit 2 together, I should say. I'm getting my crochet terms mixed up in here. All right, so now we go ahead and we knit the next 13 stitches. After working those 13 pearls, we're going to knit the next 2 stitches together and knit the last 2 of the row. Now we just have 1 row left on our chart. Let's go ahead and get her done. Now for row 57, last row, read from left to right, we're going to have 3 pearls, 13 knits, and 3 pearls. So let's go ahead and start with those 3 pearls. 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to knit those 13 stitches. After those 13 knit stitches, then we're going to purl the last 3. 1, 2, and 3. And let's turn around and see what we have. Of course, it would need a little bit of blocking to really appreciate all of this. Now we are going to continue on to the next set of rows. Now we are going to work 6 more rows with the established pattern, maintaining the pattern that we see with the knits and the purls. Okay, this is what you should have after working those additional 6 rows, maintaining the same pattern for the ribbing. And so now we are going to work the next row in the pattern, and we are going to knit 2 stitches, 1, 2, and then we have the SSK, which is slip 2 knitwise, and then slip them back onto the needle, and then go ahead and knit them together, those 2 stitches. Now we're going to purl 11. I'll go ahead and do that. After purling those 11 stitches, then we're going to knit the next 2 together, doing another decrease, and knit the last 2, 1 and 2. Okay, now we're going to turn, and with the back side facing us, we are going to, I'll just tell you what to do here. We're going to purl 3, knit 11, and then purl 3 more. And then after you do that, work 6 more rows, maintaining the pattern stitch. After repeating that one next row plus 6 rows in the established pattern, we're going on to the next row, which is knit 2, 1, 2, and then we're going to slip 2 more knitwise, 1, 2, bring them back, and go ahead and knit them together. Okay, now we're going to purl 9 stitches. After purling those 9 stitches, we are going to knit the next 2 stitches together, and then knit each of the last 2 stitches, 1, 2. Okay, so now we're going to turn. For the next row, we are going to purl 3. I'll just explain it. Purl 3, knit 9, and then purl 3. Go ahead and work that row. Now for the next row, we are going to knit 2 stitches, 1, 2. We're going to slip 2 stitches knitwise, 1, 2. Reinsert that needle and knit them together. We're going to purl 7. After purling 7, we're going to knit the next 2 stitches together, making another decrease, and knit each of the last 2 stitches. Okay, now we are going to, I'm going to give you another small assignment. We're going to purl 3, then we're going to knit 7, and then we're going to purl 3. After that, we're going to continue in this established pattern for 6 more rows. So you can tell this piece is now decreasing. So this is after we've worked those last 6 rows. Now we're going to work another decrease row. We're going to knit 2 stitches. Now we're going to slip 2 knitwise, 1, 2, and then you slip them back and then knit them together just like that. And now we're going to purl 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we're going to knit the next 2 together. Well, let's try that again. Let's get a good, there we go. And then knit the next 2 stitches, and that finishes the row. So we're going to turn, and so what we're going to do for the next row is to purl 3, knit 5, and then purl 3, and then you will work that pattern for 6 additional rows, maintaining the pattern stitch. Okay, after completing those rows, we have the next row is a knit 2, 1, 2, slip 2 stitches knitwise, and let's go ahead and put our needle under those and join them together. Purl 3, 1, 2, let's get that out of our yarn, there we go, and 3, and we are going to knit 2 together and knit the next 2 stitches, 1, 2. Now for the next row, we are going to purl 3, knit 3, purl 3, knit 3, and then purl 3, and then we're going to work on the remaining stitches in that pattern stitch until it works till it is approximately 2.5 inches. And you may want to actually use a stitch marker for this row. So we can go ahead and mark, actually once you complete the next row, go ahead and use the stitch marker and then mark it from that point so that you can measure the 2.5 inches, or the instructions say or until the entire piece measures approximately 20 inches or 51 centimeters. So go ahead and finish that. Okay, now that my length of this piece is approximately 20 inches, actually mine personally is a little bit longer. I tend to have a larger head, so I just wanted to make mine a little bit larger, but that's going to be fine because when we continue at the next point, we're going to be picking up some stitches. But before that, let's go ahead and bind these stitches off. So I'm going to do that with a knit. I'm going to knit the next one off and binding them off one stitch at a time. So go ahead and bind off the stitches. Okay, I finished the binding off, but I'm going to cut a nice generous strand here as I cut the yarn, because I'm going to use that to sew the ends together. So now I'm going to bring the wrong side. Okay, this is the right side, so I'm going to fold that together, and we are going to use this strand that we just cut, and we are going to sew the 2 ends together. I'm simply going to use my tapestry needle or yarn needle, and I'm just going to use the whip stitch as I go round and round and joining these stitches accordingly. Okay, so go ahead and join these 2 ends. Okay, so we are now going to start picking up stitches around the top side of the brim. As we go around, I'll show you how to do that. And we are using these needles, size 6 or 4.00 millimeter circular needles. So to begin, we are simply going to bring our yarn through like so. And as we go around to do this, go through at least 2 of the strands, just like this. And another thing, you may have made more stitches, more rows than I did, and that's okay. You do not have to pick up a stitch under every row that you made. You can easily skip a row here and there so that you distribute the 120 stitches evenly as you go around. So go ahead and pick up 120 stitches around the hat or around the brim. So after picking up 120 stitches all the way around, this is what I have. Now I'm going to place a stitch marker right there, and I'm going to knit all the way around. And as I do, I'm going to be joining to work in the round. So go ahead and knit all the way around. So you should have 120 stitches at the end of this round. Okay, now we're ready to begin the short rows. Okay, so for short rows 1 and 2, the first thing we're going to do is knit 4 stitches. Now we're going to do the wrap in turn, and this is how you do this. We're going to slip 1 stitch purlwise to the left hook or the non-dominant side. We're going to bring our yarn to the front and then go ahead and slip that stitch back. And now we're going to turn our work, and we are going to now purl 8 purls. Let's go ahead and bring it back. And so we're going to work 8 purls. After purling those 8 stitches, it's time to wrap and turn again. And the way we do this is we're going to bring this stitch purlwise to the right needle, move our yarn to the back side, put that stitch back on to the left needle, and then move the yarn to the front again. And then all we'd have to do is turn, and we're ready for short rows 3 and 4. Okay, so for short rows number 3, we're going to start by knitting 14 stitches. After working those 14 rows, we're going to wrap and turn again. We're going to first slip the next stitch purlwise to the right needle or the opposite needle, put the yarn in front, bring that stitch back, and then put the yarn back to the back, and then all that's left to do is to turn our work. And now we are going to purl 20 stitches. So let's bring that back here. We're going to purl 20. After working those 20 purls, it's time to do the short rows 5 and 6, but first we have to wrap and turn. So let's go ahead and slip the next stitch, put the yarn in the back, slip it back to the other side, and then turn. So now, let's slip it back again. So now it's time to knit 31 stitches. And also, I haven't said much about this. Be sure that you maintain the stitch marker position by slipping it once you get past these stitches. So just keep that in the same place, marking that stitch. After completing those 31 stitches, it's time to wrap and turn again. So go ahead and slip that stitch purlwise, put the yarn forward, and slip that back. Let's bring it to the back. So now it's time to purl 42 stitches. The end of short row 6, it's time to wrap and turn again. So let's go ahead and take off 1 stitch purlwise, put the yarn to the back, and put that stitch back and bring the yarn to the front again, and then turn. And now we are going to work short row 7, which is knit 50 stitches. After working those 50 knit stitches, it's time to wrap and turn again. So we go ahead and slip purlwise to the other needle, bring the work in front, bring that back, bring the yarn to the back again, and turn. And now it's time for us to purl 58 stitches. After working those 58 purls, go ahead and turn, and we are going to slip one stitch just like this, and we are going to knit until we get to the stitch marker over here. So go ahead and knit until you get to that stitch marker. I'll show you where we are here. So I've just completed knitting to the stitch marker, and let's go ahead and take a look at these short rows and what we have accomplished here. Okay, so this is what I have. Okay, so now let's go ahead and put that stitch marker back on there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to continue knitting in the round until the distance, measuring it from the front, from the beginning, right here where we picked up the stitches, from here we're going to measure this direction until the piece measures 5.5 inches. So 5.5 inches this direction from the front where these stitches were joined or picked up, onward, upward. Okay, so we're going to do that until it's 5.5 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and work those rounds, and then I'll show you what I have. Okay, let me show you what I have. Now, measuring from the front of the hat, I am measuring from where we picked up stitches along the edge to where I stopped working, and we have 5.5 inches. Now we are going to come back. This is where my stitch marker was, and we're going to begin closing up this area called the crown. And the way we do this is we're first going to place stitch markers. So I'm going to knit 15 stitches and then place a stitch marker every time I knit 15 more stitches. And I'm going to use a color. Well, it doesn't matter which color, I suppose, but it'd be good to know that this should be a different color from all the others that you're using, so that you know that that is the first stitch of the round. So go ahead and knit those 15 stitches. So after knitting those 15 stitches right here, I'm just going to put a stitch marker there, and then I'm going to knit another 15 stitches, and I'm going to continue this all the way around. So I want to show you I have all my stitch markers every 15 stitches. Okay, now we're ready to work our decrease row, and what we're going to do is after we've passed the marker, we're going to go ahead and knit 2 stitches together just like this, and then we're going to knit until we come to 2 loops or 2 stitches before the stitch marker. So go ahead and knit your way until there are 2 loops left before that next stitch marker. Now there are 2 stitches left, so we are going to slip each of these knitwise just like that, and then reinsert our needle into those stitches, wrap and knit those 2 together. That's a slip 2 knitwise decrease. And then we're going to repeat that all the way around. Go ahead and slip that marker, and the first 2 stitches after the stitch marker we're going to decrease together just by knitting them together, and again knit until you have 2 stitches before the next stitch marker. Now we have 2 stitches before the next stitch marker. Again, we're going to slip each of those knitwise and then reinsert the needle into those last 2 stitches. It gets a little tricky with all these stitch markers. Okay, go ahead and knit those 2 together, and then we slip that stitch marker, and we do it all over again. Again, starting with knitting these 2 together, knit across till the last 2, and then slip these 2 as if to knit before the decrease there. So once you finish this row or round, you are going to have made 16 decreases. Okay, after this round, we're going to just knit all the way around, no decreases, just knit every stitch in the round, and again making sure that you keep these stitch markers in place. After that, we're going to work a decrease round just the way I showed you, and then a round that has no decreases. We're going to do that 5 times, so a total of 10 rows. Now as you continue to do this, this is going to get smaller and smaller, and these needles are going to be more and more difficult to use because we're just going to be using up real estate here. We're not going to have as many stitches on the hooks, or I'm sorry, on the needles. I'm a crocheter and the hooks comes to mind, but on the needles. And when it gets to the point where I need to switch to my double pointed needles or DPNs, I'll show you how I switch over using those. Okay, after having worked 1 additional decrease row, which means I've decreased 32 stitches, you can see this is getting considerably smaller. It's going to get smaller very quickly as we go around, and the needles are starting to be a little bit tight on getting the stitches done. I don't want to stretch this yarn too much, so I'm going to go ahead and switch to my double pointed needles, and I just wanted to show you how I'm going to transfer these. Okay, now obviously I'm not going to want to have this on the end when I transfer because they'll slip right off the double pointed needles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start my decrease round. Go ahead and transfer the marker. All right, grab my yarn and just working another decrease round. We're going to start with that decrease. Let's try that again. Okay, so I'm a little slow. Go ahead and do that. And I'm going to do a couple stitches. Now I'm going to start transferring to my needles, my double pointed needles. And so what I'm going to do is, instead of knitting with this, I'm going to just slide that over a little bit, and I'm just going to bring in this needle and just continue knitting. And I'm going to knit until I get, several on this knitting needle, but I don't want to put too many on here so that it doesn't slide off. Okay, we get to the last 2, and since we're still, see how I need to slide these, we're still doing the decreases. Slip to knitwise, insert back, go ahead and do that. And I'm going to slip the stitch marker. Now I'm going to do another decrease, just like that, and then we're going to continue working. And I want to be mindful just of how many stitches I get on here. Okay, I'll do a few more. But I want to make sure that I don't transfer with one of these right in the middle. Let me go ahead, and I'm going to go past this next decrease as well. Okay, we have 2 stitches. See how tight this is? I don't like to stretch the yarn that much. Okay, so let's slip these 2 knitwise. And just like that, slip that stitch marker. And now we're going to decrease the next 2. And let's do 1, 2 more. All right. That's a good number of stitches, I think, on that needle. I'm going to shoot for having 2 stitch markers on each DPN. And that should work. So I'm just going to, I'm going to continue with a new DPN here and go around to the next decrease. So I just wanted to show you this because I know this can be really confusing. It's like, yikes, how do you transfer if you're, if you've never done this before? So this is just my little attempt to teach you how this can be done. And then I'll just continue working in our pattern stitch here as I go around with working with these DPNs, and I'm going to do this until I have 3 of these in service, and then I'll show you what I have when I get towards the end of the row. Okay, so once I've transferred my project to the double pointed needles, it does look like this. Now you're going to need to be very careful because it's easier now for these to slide off the ends of these needles. Once I do another round, I'll be decreasing 16 more stitches when I get to that next decrease round, and I think that will make it easier. So we are effectually done with our circular needles, so we can set those aside, and we're just going to finish off with the DPNs. Now perhaps if I had done another round or 2 with the circulars, then I wouldn't have as many stitches on here, but I just wanted to show you at any rate just what it looks like. And I'm just going to continue working, knitting in this direction the way I normally would. So anyhow, I hope that's helpful. Now we have 2 rounds to go. And this says simply next round. This is under the crown heading on the pattern. And we have an S2KP2. So what we're going to do is we are going to slip 2 as if to knit. So we're going to slip them 1, 2, and then we're going to knit the next stitch. I'll go ahead and give me a chance to get my yarn hold correct. There's a lot going on here, so we're going to knit the next stitch, and then it says to pass 2, so we're going to slip 2 back, 1, 2, and we're going to repeat that around. So we're going to slip 2 as if to knit. You can go ahead and get rid of that stitch marker. We're going to knit the next stitch, and then we're going to pass 2 stitches back, 1, 2, and we're just going to do this all the way around. Now we have 2 rounds left, and this round we are going to do decreases. We're going to do the slip 2 like this, knitwise, 2 together, knit 1, and then we're going to slip these 2 stitches over the knit stitch just like that. We're going to do this all the way around. I'll do this for you again. It's getting a little bit tight for me, but slip 2 together knitwise, and then we're going to knit the next stitch like so, and then pass these last 2 strands over the knit stitch like this. So go ahead and work that all the way around the hat. Okay, after that round I have 4 stitches left, so we are going to cut the thread, cut a generous thread here. So after that round I should have 4 stitches on your needle, and I've cut my thread. I've cut a generous amount here so I could thread through my tapestry needle. And so what we're going to do is we are going to run this through the 4 loops. 1, 2, 3, 4, just like this. Okay. And I'm going to bring this actually to the inside of the hat. So let's go ahead bring it to the inside, and I am going to secure this. I'm going to secure these stitches. Give it a little tug there. I'm going to do that again. I think I'm going to run it through a couple others here as well. Okay, and I'm going to tie a knot. Again, just securing it. Secure the way you're accustomed to doing, but we want to make sure that doesn't go anywhere. And then I'm going to weave the ends in again on the back side of this hat. I want to make sure that it's not showing on the back side. I think that looks good. Let's go ahead and bring it up. Okay. I think that looks pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this strand. I'm going to cut it close, but not too close to my stitches. And I have some other strands, as you see, I need to hide in a similar fashion. But our hat is almost ready. So obviously this is going to need some wet blocking. So I'm going to wet block the brim. The rest of the hat is fine. Actually, this will probably benefit too from some wet blocking. It will help to even some of that out. Well, I hope you enjoyed knitting the Sprig Cloche by Alana Dakos with me today. If you did, please let me know and comment below in the comment section. I would love to hear from you. God bless. Bye-bye.